Allie. Thank you for being here. I'm still checking to see if this is gonna work. Bear with me. I'm checking to see if you're going to be able to see my desk okay, or if it's upside down, all that fun stuff that always happens when I'm trying to stream. I think that's a good view. Let me see here. There's always like a delay, and for some reason I'm never able to focus my camera before I start, so I apologize for that. However, happy Saturday evening. I hope I didn't just show all my goodies. Hi, Sam. Thank you for being here. I'm hoping that I'm in focus and all that good stuff. And that I don't have to start this over again. And if I suddenly disappear, I'm either gone with the Lord or the tornado hit. I don't mean to make light of it, but there is a tornado warning in my neighborhood. Because upstate New York is never boring. Let me know if you guys can hear me, because I'm on my end, because my internet is so wonderful. Clean the lens? Yes, thank you. I have one of those cloths. Actually, I have a little. Thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it, because you know how I am. There we go. I think that might have worked. Let me know. Can I turn on captions? You know what, sweetie? Captions, I don't believe, are available for live videos. But let me press these little buttons. It says share, mute. Yeah. I don't know what the other buttons are. I have to look at my phone upside down. But I'm really sorry, Allie. The weather here has been wonderful, but now all of a sudden I got a tornado warning. How crazy is that? Okay, so I know that I chat a lot, but I want to let you know what I'm doing. So let me just get some things out of the way before I start. I have this kit from Tonic Studios. It's called Whimsical Wonderland, and it was released in June, and I had not been able to even use it. I've been a little too busy. But let me show you some pictures here. It comes with some cute little houses and papers and, you know, all that cute stuff. And it's all Christmassy and gingerbread themed. So here's a couple of little stamps, by the way, because it does come with stamps and dies and papers. Hi, Mari. Thank you for being here. Oh, you're welcome, Ali. I'll do anything to accommodate you. I just hope that you guys can see me okay. So let me know if it's too blurry. Let's see if I can see my own video. But I hope you guys are all doing well. I'm going to try to zoom just a tiny little bit more because I do want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing today. So aside from that kit, which by the way, I just said came with stamps and dies. So let me show you the stamps. Most of them anyway. Actually, let me get rid of this. So it comes with these cutesy little stamps. They have little gingerbread, a little boy and girl. I hope yeah, they're both there. There's candy canes, there's candies, there's a little house I'll show you in just a moment. And then it has little phrases that say warm winter wishes, 'tis the season to be jolly, from our home to yours, Merry Christmas, and oh, what fun. And the ladies over at Tonic, specifically Leo, she had challenged everyone to make 5 Christmas cards a month to kind of be on time. Who's ever on time for Christmas cards? I don't think. You know what? It's been over 20 years since I've been on time for Christmas cards. So I thought right now I'm on time with all my other stuff that I have to work on. All the DT stuff is a-okay. So I figured I'm gonna give myself permission to play and come along. You know, I don't even know why I'm doing this. Come along and show you guys what she had challenged us to do, and one of the versions of the cards that you can make, which they shared in a live video. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to challenge myself, see my papers, and I'm going to share with you what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm not promising that it's going to work, but I'm going to try. However, here's the dies that come with the kit. And there's these little panels. These cut into your paper. I haven't even tried these yet, but it makes a little house, a taller house. There's little roof, little shingles, or whatever you want to call them. There's the candy canes, little stars. There's a little people shadow there. Candies with shadows, little trees, a door. There's even this crazy looking little gingerbread man that I try to cut in to the paper, and it just scared my, but anyway, there's this banner and shadows for all the sentiments. There's a little chimney for your roof, and these adorable trees. I love the trees. So that's what comes in the kit. Sadly, it's no longer available. If y'all didn't sign up, you missed out until the vault sale. So if you want this kit, just wait a while. You might not be able to use it this year, but 2 times a year Tonic does a vault sale, and then you can get a hold of goodies that will allow you to make a card like this. Let me bring my light over a little bit better. So here's one that I did. I was playing around. I wanted to see what would it look like if I did like a shabby version. So there's the little trees. I just think they're so cute. The little people there all dressed up. Meaning that I colored them in. And then the little house has these tiny little details, and I tried my hardest there to color that in. And then of course, you know, I added some little pom-poms. So this is of course a shabby version, but the little candy canes are adorable. You can make that little shape as if it were a heart. And I'm so proud of myself because of this here. See the background? You see that? I made my own stencils. So these dies come on a piece of acetate. Every time you get dies from Tonic Studios, they come on a carrier sheet. And it's just a thin piece of acetate. So what I did was trying to be clever. I went to my Cricut Maker and I picked out some shapes. Let me show you. Because I was so happy that it worked. And at some point I'll do a tutorial, but see all those little people there? Those are my little gingerbread man. So I cut those out of my acetate carrier sheets, and now I'm making my own stencils. Here's another one. Where's the other one? There we go. There's a star one. How fun is that? And so that's what I did, just to play around. And I hope you guys can see me. Oh, there's a lot more people here. Give me 1 second. I want to say hi to everybody. Sorry, guys. Still climb. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I do have a tornado watch. Hi, Debbie. Oh my gosh, 104. So that's crazy. So here's another version. And this is with another die that you can still get from Tonic Studios. So the background die is still available. I love, love, love the results. I went a little crazy with the drops, but that's what I like to do anyway. It's missing the bow. I have a little bow somewhere, somewhere on my desk. There it is, I see it. So it's gonna have a little bow here. I just was waiting for my hot glue to warm up. And I like the shape. Oopsie, I like the shape of this, so I figured let me try to make one super duper layered up and all that good stuff. So here you see the little candies that you can make with the dies. There's a smaller one, a larger one. I did the trees again, only this time around I did one in white, and then one I cut out of this super shabby paper that I have. Let me show it like this flat, so you see that. And I just thought it was so cute. And then the Merry Christmas, I like the font that they used for that. I thought that was sweet. And of course, here's another sample of how you can stamp the little candies. And this was still drying, so I think it's dry by now. But I used antique drops. I used, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, four or five different color of drops. I don't remember now, but they're all pastels, just, you know, super duper shabby. And then I'm gonna glue my little ribbon there. But in any case, it opens like this. And then you can write your sentiment in there, but the idea is that it sits on your table so that it's kind of like an easel card. I hope that makes sense. So those were the dies. I wanted to see, okay, how can I play around with the dies? However, and can you guys see me? Oh, this is the craft kit from, I was just sharing, it's the craft kit Whimsical Wonderland that was made available back in June. And because I was working on DT stuff, I didn't get to work with it. So I just opened it today. And because these are exclusive to the kits from Tonic Studios, you can only get them for a certain period of time. What you can do is that if you really, really love it and you're like, gosh darn it, I missed out and now I want it, then wait until the vault sale. And if it's still available, if it didn't sell out, if they still have copies, you want to jump on it real quick and get them while they're available, because I think it's a great value. I have only shown you 2 samples so far, and I've showed you really quickly the little stamps, which I'm going to be working with tonight. And those are the stamps here. And then it comes, of course, as I just showed you guys, the dies, and then it comes with a bunch of papers, which I already separated out my papers and all that good stuff, but I am going to show you one of them. And it's a specialty cardstock. Then I'm gonna set this aside. What's cool about the cardstock, of course, is that if you really like it, then you can go back and order more. But this is one of the specialty cards that came in that kit, and this is foiled red stripes, if you can tell there. See the sheen? Foiled red stripes onto white. But the white is matte, and what's cool about that is that then the foiled paper part of it shines like crazy because it's contrasting against that white. It might make your eyes go a little googly moogly, but super cute. So what I was thinking is, the way that Leo showed how to do this card type was, the challenge, by the way, was to make 5 cards a month if you could, and if you can, you make more. So I already cut all my card bases, so let me start there. These are 4x4. All I did was take an, 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. I cut it in half, got my 2 pieces. I had a little strip left over, but that's how I start, right? Cut it at 4 inches and then fold it, then cut it at 8. Now what I do, this is going to be a little tip that I want to give everybody, right? Because paper doesn't always come perfectly straight, no matter who makes it, right? Go ahead and cut your paper at 4 and 4 again, right? Then you fold or tilt it counterclockwise and then cut it a little bit larger than 8 inches. Go ahead and bring it to your score tool. Get your 4-inch fold and make sure this is nice and straight, right? You can crease it here. But because you cut a little bit larger, now you can take this piece over to your paper cutter and slice off that little bit that's left over, and that's going to give you a perfect square. Because so long as you have that one angle correct, it's a lot easier to make your bases that way. And if not, then you can buy them pre-made, of course, that's another option. But that's my base. Here's my panel that's going to go on the background. I cut those all out of one sheet, and then using another set that I had in my stash, because the challenge was to find, any square that'll work for you, whatever size. I happen to have these 2 here, and this is the one that I'll be using for this small square. Sentimental Layering Die Set, and that number is 4892. It happens to have a little square in here, so I just used that. And then what you do is that you're going to make yourself a template. And I'm going to, here, I need my tool. I'm going to show you guys. This piece of paper here, this black piece of paper is your template. Now I went to the dollar store and I got a sticky grip that they're selling now. I think this is meant to be for the Cricut. And I thought that was ingenious that they're selling it at the dollar store because then I can fit it in here. If not, grab a Cricut mat and you can cut it down and stick it on your platform if you have one. But the idea is you take this die and you cut it into your paper, okay, diagonally like this, like you're making a diamond, right? And then you tilt it, sorry, or twirl it or whatever, and then you cut it square on square. That's going to give you this template, and the idea now is that we're going to twirl around our little images that we're going to stamp onto this background. So say a little prayer for me because I haven't even tried it out. So I'm going to start out here because now this is going to fit perfectly, and that was the whole point of this, right? Your paper is going to fit there. It gives you kind of a little bullseye to work with. And then you select whichever stamps you want to put on here. I grabbed the candy cane, if you can tell. Mine's kind of pointing outside of the frame here. There's one gumdrop, and then this is a, they call it a, what is it, a popper or whatever. It's another candy. No, I'm going to see how this works because I'm going to put mine there like that. And I had this other one, but that's just because I wanted a bigger square and then I changed my mind. So let me set these aside. Let me say hi to y'all. Wait, who, what? Oh my gosh. Oh, Mari. I don't know. Wow, okay, I'm gonna have to catch up later on that, but I hope you guys are okay. I'm so sorry to hear. Oh, there's so much going on, right? No, I'm using this platform. Of course, this is gonna make my life easier because all of my stamps are gonna stay in the same place. So then when I stamp, it's just gonna be very, very repetitive. But believe you me, I had to watch the video to figure this one out. I have some red ink here, and this is a poppy red. If poppy red doesn't work out, I've got other colors, and we'll see what happens. Because I figured the only time I like using red isn't on my Christmas projects. Isn't that funny? We all have our thing, right? Am I in frame? Yes, okay. But it's not a color that I gravitate, even though it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, I have to stamp that more than once. And if this color doesn't pop enough, then I'm gonna switch over to my my Tim Holtz paint, or not paints, inks, stamp, whatever. I can't get my words out. Do a little CPR there. Yeah, I don't think that's bright enough. Sorry, puppy. I'm gonna set that aside and grab another ink. Here we are. Like, where is my red? I know I have more. I think this one's a good one. It's called Vermilion by Ranger. And this is the one I like to use for flower centers, because that's a red right there. But guys, I can't believe we have I was looking at a hummingbird out my window, and then I was like, you know, I should go live. And all of a sudden, I'm like, wait, what? Tornado? New York State? The last time there was a tornado near me was when my son had just been born. Oh, that was so crazy. I had to hide in a bathroom because we were rinsing at the time. And my boy, oh, he decided to stink up that room as we were waiting for the tornado to pass by. And I only forgave him because he had just been born, right? But I hope you guys saw what I just did this. I turned the paper counterclockwise. My stamps are in the same place. I make it, no, I make it look easy because I just saw someone else do it not too long ago. Okay, so now here, there's some interference, okay? So you see, that candy would overlap the other one, so I don't want to do that. Before I make an error, I'm just gonna flip it one more time. And I do have my fingerprints already on here, but this is gonna mean that I'm gonna embellish that part later on, because I do that every single time. And that's where I have to be careful, is putting my hands in the ink. But that's okay. We can have an error. You know, I always say this, grab yourself an entire pack of paper. That paper that goes on sale for $2.50 a pack or whatever, and make that your samples or whatever. I do it all the time. Grab a paper and I say, okay, this is gonna be my sample that I'm gonna make, and so that way I'm not going to be angry at myself if I ruin it, and that's okay. You practice forgiveness and learn and move on. All right, so I've got my kitty corner like that. If I'm happy with that, then I can repeat it on all the other ones, which I think I might, because I'm gonna be, I want to get this done, right? That's the whole idea. So I can move on and do every single other one the same way. And that way, I already know, okay, that's my plan. I'm going in with red and I'm gonna do those candies kitty corner. And it's just repetitive, but the cool thing is that then you can change out the stamps and flip them around, do whatever you want, and create your own little version of a pattern without having to struggle. And this little sticky note is pretty cool, I have to say. So I already know that it didn't work this way, so I'm going to continue my twirl. And I can always verify if I'm second guessing myself, right? And I think that's what I really like about these platforms. Sadly, Tim Holtz got to the court for making this here in the USA. But you know what? I was just telling Beverly not too long ago, I see these on Facebook Marketplace all the time. So if you really need one of these, keep your eye out, or just send me a message on Instagram, and if I see one at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'll send you a message. Let you know. Because they're still out there. And I'm only sorry I didn't pick up a whole bunch of them when they were at Tuesday morning for, I think, $25 or something crazy like that. So I promise you guys I'm going to try to go a little bit faster. So that way we can do another color and continue on. Ay, mamma mia! But the moment I say that, I get it all over my fingernails. Inky, inky, inky. Okay. Yeah, me and fast. It's a great theory, but it doesn't always work. All right, I'm gonna do this. I like for the color to be nice and intense, and that's why I'm doing it twice. And in a way, the reason behind my thinking is that this red has to compare to this red. So I don't want this to be so light that it looks like I colored it in with a pencil, if I can have that nice intensity. I think y'all know what I mean. So, woohoo! What you want to make sure happens, or doesn't happen, is that you don't move this grippy thing too far out of range, right? That way your cards look the same. However, you don't generally send the same card twice to one household. So it's okay if you have one that go along with the others. Like that old song they used to play on Sesame Street, I think it was, or something. I can't remember now. I'm dating myself. Can y'all see me? Let me see here. Okay, so who had a stroke? Oh my gosh. 3. Oh, a 33-year-old. That is so tragic. Oh my gosh. And yeah, this vermilion is a beautiful, beautiful color. This I got because I was making, again, I was making some flowers, and it's a wonderful color to do the centers of flowers, because of the fact that you can go super intense with it if you want. But it's kind of funny how there's so many reds, right? Because I have a carnation red, and this is red too, but that one has more of, this one has more yellow in it, or orange, whereas this one has more blue in it. So much deeper color, of course. Okay. And of course they dry, all inks dry a little differently too. So that's why you can justify getting 5 different inks that are all red. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I really like these smaller ones only because of my hands. I like that they have these different options, right? Now, last little square in red, and then we're going to move on to a different color. And of course the idea is batch making, to make all your cards in one night, and then the next time you go around to make them, you switch it up. Maybe not use the same stamps all over again. Maybe you can do all trees or whatever. Okay, there's that. And one more. I'm gonna do that one. Voila. Okay, now I'm going to clean these little guys off. Cover up my red before I stick my finger in it. And I have my little stamps over here, and I can select now, do I want, let's see here. So I'm going to leave my paper in here for now, so that way I know how it's going to look with that image. I can do more candies. I can try to do a gingerbread person over here. I got the little guy over here, and then I've got the little girl. It would be kind of funny if they're kind of meet in the middle. That'd be kind of fun. I don't know. That's a little hokey. I think I might do them kind of introducing each other in the middle of space. Who knows? But I am also thinking of the color that I'm going to use. And I suppose I can introduce some brown. Nothing wrong with that. But I'm going to take off my little candy cane. And now this is permanently stained. But there's another candy cane over here too. I forgot about this one. And this one just goes in a different direction. So of course I can introduce that as well. Let's see here. Maybe like that. But then I have to be mindful that it might crash. Don't want any crashing. So that's the only thing you have to bear in mind, is that how much can you actually fit. So I think I'm going to omit the little people there because I don't want them crashing. And I'm just going to do, let's see here, this bit. I'm going to do the same little candies again, only I'm going to change the color now. So put that one there. We shall see. And put that one there. We'll see if this works out. If it's too much, we can always take it away. All right, so I'm going to grab my stamps, and Got a little bit of red still on that, but that's okay. I'm going to try, I think I had mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned green, but I do have green here. See if that works. And I think, ooh, that one gave, well, it mixed with the red and gave me brown, so that's okay by me. Because again, it's not like I'm going to give the same person 2 cards. So I've got that, and let me see what happens when I twirl it around. Flip it to the opposite side now. And if it crashes, nope, it doesn't, because duh, because it's the same thing on the other side. Mirror image. I kind of forgot. Oh gosh, I have to laugh at myself. All right, so there's that. I like that. I like that pattern. Okay, so I've got this so far, and let me show you guys. I've got that so far, and the cool thing is that I can go back and color in some of those little candies in different colors as well. So there's no rule that says I can't, you know, fill them in with a different color. So that's kind of neat. I'm going to continue on with the green and say hello. You're cataloging your bigs dies. And, oh, I don't know. I'm going to look at the live chat again. Oh, where'd it go? Here we go. All right. I wanted to make sure I didn't lose you guys. I hope, you know, it's so odd. Now the sun is coming out. This is crazy, crazy weather. Okay, still in frame. I'm going to keep plugging along. And I wanted to ask if anyone else has gotten started with their Christmas cards. How many of you even send them out? I used to get together with a group of ladies and we would make like hundreds at a time. It was crazy. But that was another time. Feels like ages ago. We would get together to put the addresses on, and it was fun. I'm not gonna keep going on with that, but it was a lot of fun. All right, so there's number 2. I really love that. I think it's gonna look so cute. And what I'm thinking is, of course, I can put the little gingerbread men or the little boy and girl right in the middle of that. And I think that's gonna be really, really sweet. And I do have some already cut out nearby. Yeah, I'm typically, you know, the same way, Debbie, and that's why I wanted to challenge myself, because I thought, you know, I know that if I don't start, I'm not gonna be motivated to start. Just because it's like, oh yeah, one more thing, and I'm gonna get that done. Even though it's so much fun to send them in the mail, and you know, if you're fortunate enough to receive them, that's also very nice. It's also nice, you know, during Christmas time, the holidays and everything, sometimes there are shut-ins, there are people who you can't go visit and all that, and it's nice to be able to send them a little note, and let them know you're thinking of them. Just gonna clean this off a tiny bit there. Okay, I got that one. This one. And I hope it was easy to understand about the whole pattern thing, but there's a company out there now selling some sort of apparatus that's supposed to do the same thing. I was looking at it and it wasn't cheap. And I was grateful that they did this tutorial. Someone else had shared it, and I think it's probably been out there for a while, which is probably why someone went ahead and designed a tool that does the same thing. But depending on the shape that you're using, of course, because it doesn't have to be a square, you can come up with some really cool ways of doing this. This brings me back to when I was studying math and we had to study MC Escher because he was a mathematical genius and artist, and that's what came to mind when I was seeing these samples. Of course, I have nowhere near the mental imagery that that man could come up with. He was like, if you don't know who he is, just look him up. Do yourself a favor and look up MC Escher. It's just amazing. I got to see his work at a local museum, and I was so in awe of it. I almost started crying. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I get to see this in real life, because I've read so many books and all that, but when you get to see it in, you know, in front of you, it's like, whoa, pretty cool. And my Christmas cards will never ever compare to a single print that he did. But it's fun to try. Fun to try anyway. Fun to just stamp. All right, one more, baby. One more. And then we can switch out again. Stay. Now this green ink, if I didn't mention, this one's actually by Tonic Studios. It's a hybrid ink. So if you like to do kind of like watercolor splatters on top of your cards, this is also a cool ink for that, because it's not going to, it won't get ruined with different techniques. It's very similar to the archival in that sense. Because the archival dries permanent, and this is waterproof also, yeah. So I think they're kind of cousins. The only thing is that the Tonic one stinks. It's a stinky inky. I don't know why, but whatever formulation that is, does not smell good. All right, so now I got ink. All right, let me see if there's one more little, let's see here, one more little thing to add. You know what? I don't think so. I think this is good. I think I'm gonna see what the other little cutouts look like, but I'm gonna just put these back because they're so itty bitty that I don't want to lose them. So bear with me, guys. I'm just gonna put these back on the carrier sheet. Okay, move over, little man. There. Okay, so now that I'm done with that part, and just set this aside. I keep the little roly bit of, you know, cover that comes with this. You can reuse this many times, so long as you keep it clean. But if you get any kind of dust on that, just wash it with a little soapy water and it should get sticky again. So I'm going to take this aside for a moment. Hello, Tanya. Thank you for being here. And I have my bases. Okay. So like I said before, you know what? Let me play it safe. I'm going to wipe this down really quickly because I don't trust myself. I don't know if I had already done this or not. Don't want to get any red ink on the bases. There we go. All right, so here's my little base now. I hope I have enough light. Can't tell sometimes. And here's my specialty paper. And then this little guy is going to be right on top. Okay, could kind of have a little dinged corner there, but I'm going to face that toward the bottom then. There we go. So you can choose, of course, do you want your card to be like that, or, you know, flat or whatever. What I think I want to do, as usual, is to introduce a little bit of shine here. And I'm trying to think of the marker that I want to use. I have my shiny marker somewhere nearby. What did I do? This is what happens when I clean up. Don't remember where I put anything. Okay. Glitter markers, where are you? I know you're around here somewhere. There you are. Okay, I found them. I've got this green here. Super cute. And I've got, let me see here. This is a lighter one. I think I might go with this one. It's super duper intense. It's called Iced Ivy. Ooh, it's brand new. Let's see here. All right, do I have another one? Let me see if I have another one. Okay, let's go with this one because I already opened it. So this type of bullet nib, you just pump it, pump, 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 and then the ink will go to the tip there. I always like to double check it just to make sure. And this is more of a teal green, but I don't think you're going to be able to notice the difference in this video. But I can go in now and kind of color in some of these little candies. Oh my gosh, that's so shiny. Super beautiful. I love it. And this is where I think you can add a little more variety, right? And then of course you can go over some other items, whatever you like. This nib is not very thin, however, so I'll be very careful not to go on tiny little spaces. Okay, just like that. And if you're really frightened to do something like that because the details are so small, you can definitely place this on your table and then grab a little paintbrush and pick it up, like something thin, you know, you want a nice thin tip. So that's another way that you can go about that. I think, let me see if I want to do some red. Do I have red? I've got fired brick. Sounds like red to me. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this one. This is the one that I accidentally stuck my finger in. But I like those glitter pens. You just have to be careful not to touch it because you're gonna get glitter everywhere. They're pretty strong. Ooh, but I like those colors. All right, and just that tiny bit of shine I think is really, really cute. And of course, you can start gluing these and then add stuff on top. And grab a bottle here. And there's also a little border here that you can definitely add ink to. Let me try the lighter one because then I get a little bit excited. I want to do all the inkies, all the shine. So I'm gonna just go along the border here. Yeah, I think this is gonna be worth it. This is the lighter green, and this is gonna give it that extra bit of shine. And the reason I wanted to do it is because there's an intricate border on this die, and it's gonna make it look like it's layered. So I'm just trying to be careful here. And if you don't trust yourself, you can place a square piece of paper on top and only uncover that border. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So this lighter green, I think I missed a spot. The lighter green is called Peppermint Cream. So I think that's perfect for that. Don't know if you can tell, but I think it's worth doing the little border if you're going to have you know, fancy edge to your die. Make that stand out. And I only need a couple little drops here. And place that on the back. And I'm going to be a bit strategic with this one because this is the one that I goofed up with my fingerprint. So I think I'm going to put it like this. I'm trying to place this. Now, stripes make my eyes like bounce. That's what I describe it as. So I'm like, oh, I hope it's in place. I hope it's in the, you know, in the center, but I'm going to call it centered and go with it. So that's why you guys don't see me use a lot of stripes in my makes. It's because my eyes get a little confused. Okay, so there's that one. And I had mentioned having some little gingerbread men. They're kind of all over the place because I was making those other cards. And let's see here. I've got this one I had made, after I stamped it, I took a gold pen and went around the perimeter of the stamped image. Then I cut it out and it gave me a really cool golden border on there. I wanted to do that just to see how it would look because I had someone leave a comment on one of my videos, and she stated that she did not like the fact that Tonic does their dies slightly larger than the image. And I wanted to show that depending on the background or how you're using it, that can actually work to your advantage. Of course, it depends on, you know, what you like. But then there's these little guys, they can be kind of, you know, whatever, around. Now, this one I heat embossed in white. So I'm not sure if I want to use that. Maybe I want to use this one with color. And I might just want to use two and then do a little sentiment down here. I think I'm going to go with that just because I think it looks cute. And they're probably all going to end up being different, but that's okay. Here's my little chocolate brown cookie. And then I've got this little one that I had already colored. And then I'm going to probably add my little Merry Christmas sentiment down at the bottom here, and I'll be done with card number 1. But I like that, and of course you can put the little drops anywhere you like. I'm going to go ahead and move on to a couple more, but I'm going to do all of the glitter because if I like something, then I should just stick with it. And it's very hard for me to do crafting that's all the same, if you couldn't already tell, but I'm pushing myself to follow the rules. Okay, there's that one. Other little gumdrop. And of course, if you want to follow the gumdrops through with some glaze or Nuvo Drops, that'd be a lot of fun. Okay, all the green. I'm committing. Before I change my mind. It's kind of silly what we struggle with sometimes. My struggle is doing the same thing over and over again. Image-wise, anyway. Okay, there's number 2. And I don't think I have enough little cookie people to put on my cards as of yet. But it's okay if all I get done in this video is this portion, because I think that that'll still make me quite happy. Because of course I can cut more little gingerbread people here, the little boys and girls, but I don't think I have enough of this regular image of the little girls. I only have the little boy cookies there, so I wouldn't have enough for all of my cards. I don't know who's up for waiting for me to stamp 5 or 6 more little images there. But I think this is so cute. I would love this pattern, or would have loved, I should say, on a baby onesie. Wouldn't that be so cute? But you could definitely, actually, you know what? You could do that. Say you really love this pattern. If you have a Cricut maker or a silhouette, you can scan this into a computer and then print it out onto, what do you call that stuff? Ay Dios mío, I'm forgetting the word in English. Iron-on. You can buy iron-on paper that you print out with your computer. And you heard it here first, people. You can print this onto a onesie if you want. At least on one portion of it, and that would make such a cute gift. Aww. Debbie, you'll still, oopsie, I just put this in my glue cap. You'll still be able to possibly pick it up. I mean, I can't make any promises, but I wouldn't be too upset yet. You may be able to pick it up in the next vault sale. So when I hear about it, I'll give you guys a heads up, because I want to say it's in November. But it's kind of interesting how these simple little images can do so much. And of course, I could have done this all at once when I had it on the stamp platform, but you know, I didn't think of it till after the fact. Wait, did I do this? No, I didn't even do this on this one. I was just thinking, wait, I didn't even do these red candies over here. I do them now before I forget. Yep, that looks much better. Okay, and okay, so I did red. I'll do a little bit more red on these little guys. The other cool thing you could do is, if you want to make a gift set, you could leave that blank center and on there put a person's initials, and then just give them a set of these for Christmas as a gift. Why not? Oopsie. Especially if you're making like a teacher's gift, or you know, just someone you see frequently, but maybe it's what we call a familiar stranger. You know, maybe you're not even on a first name basis, but you know that, you know, you see them once a week, or whatever. Dentist office people. That's what comes to mind. People who take care of you in one way or another. Okay, there's that one. Now this part is therapeutic for me, even though I said I had a hard time repeating the same thing. Once I commit to it, I'm like, oh, this is relaxing. I do like doing this because it involves coloring, and I can do this till the cows come home. And if you're a person who has trouble relaxing, this is a really good activity also. It calms you to do a repetitive motion. All right, so let's do the little edges, and this is the peppermint cream, so I'm going in with peppermint cream. And this is probably getting a little dry, to be honest, but that's okay. If we can't finish it with this, then I'll just grab some watercolor that has glitter in it and do that. Number 2. Like, come on, don't let me go on one edge. Don't give up on me now. Got one more edge to go. I think I need to find another marker. Or just use that same green one. I'm gonna see if I have, I also have golden honey, but I don't think I wanna do that. Oh, wait, I've got about this. I've got this gold here. Let me see what this looks like. Again, can't follow instructions, but that's okay. Let me see here. Ooh, wait, do I like the way that looks next to red? Nope, that's too yellow. So Tonic has these other markers. This is Empire Gold. I've been using this one a lot lately. This one's Platinum Gold. I think I might go with that one. And then there's also this Black Pearl. These are really cool because they have a thin nib on one side and then a thicker one on the other. Kind of like a, see that? So you might benefit depending on what you're trying to do there. Oh, hi, Quipu. Oh my gosh, so glad to see you. I was thinking about you because of the whole, you know, news about the fires in Hawaii. Oh my gosh. I was like, I hope Quipu's okay. So you're making the advent calendar. How many boxes are you going to make? Are you going to make all 25 numbers? Because that can be quite the project. But you're a true champ if you're going to make all 25. It's not a tradition of mine to do an advent calendar, but that was fun to make nevertheless. I really like that set because it's, you know, it's great to use on a lot of other things. Oh, I wish I had done this on all of them, guys, because this nib is like butter, let me tell you. So smooth. Smooth! One more golden edge. Although, let me see here. I have 1, 2, 3. Maybe I should do, wait, how many did I make? 6? Yeah, I guess I did. All right. I thought I was making 5 for some reason. I think that's what the challenge was, to make 5, but I'm making 6. And I'm gonna be really careful with these metallics. All right. I'm digging it, I'm digging it, I'm digging it. Boom, 3 in one and 3 in the other. Okay, so I've got all of this shiny stuff out of the way. And in case I didn't mention it, that was platinum gold. And these are the dual dot markers, okay? Versus these, which were the glitter markers. But either one will work, as you guys just saw. Got all my little friends here. Super cute. Got my first sample. And I'm now going to just place all of these on the backgrounds. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Grab one, and I'm holding them kind of gingerly because that ink is still wet and I don't want to smear my own work here. I'm going to try to keep them all kind of facing the same way, like that. And then what I'll do is take a piece of paper towel or kitchen towel and use that to kind of burnish them. Now it takes a moment for that glue to kind of grab onto that shinier paper. but Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive is wonderful. I think that kind of goes without saying, but it's great for these kinds of papers that have a little bit of sheen to them. Yeah, I kind of see it, another little fingerprint. Maybe that's going to be my trademark. That girl who makes cards with fingerprints on them. Okay, there's that one. But I'm super happy with the results because I didn't have to use every single stamp. Wait, what did I just do? Oh yeah, I already have one facing the other way. I wasn't paying attention. That's okay. Press it down, baby. I'm trying to be careful with the glitter edge. I'm trying to be very careful. Sometimes you get a little bit of a raw edge. I just run my fingernail up to that same edge. It tends to do the trick. Okay, there's this one. Put that one there. Ooh, shifted a tiny bit. There we go. Then I've got one more. And if you like to add ribbons, if you're just going to hand out the cards and not send them in the mail, you could of course place a gorgeous little bow on there of some satin ribbon, and that would make a stunning card. I'm going to refrain from doing that because I'll more than likely be mailing these out, and our U.S. Postal Service is very consistent, and that's all I'm going to say. They are consistent. Okay, now at this point you can cut another square slightly larger than this one in a gold, or you can just cut it in white and use that same marker and give yourself yet another golden border. That's up to you. Yes, that's the paper that came in the kit, Quipu. This is the whimsical, what was it called again? Whimsical Wonderland. So it came with that paper, and I wanted to make use of it for these because I don't generally craft in stripes, and I thought that would be great for these little Christmas cards. And ooh, let me see here. Trying to make sure that I don't get any of that ink on the back of my cards. That's the one thing about this background. Constantly looking to see. Okay, so I like to kind of lay them out first, and here's why I'm going through the trouble of doing that. It's because more than once I've glued my card with, you know, the opening the wrong way. I think we've all done that. So I just like to get myself prepped. I'm not going to go through the trouble of adding yet another matting layer, but it would look really nice if you do that. I'm just going to go with the red and white, keeping it simple, because then I'm going to go back and add the little gingerbread babies, and I think it's going to look super cute. And also the little sentiment. More than likely keep them all the same. But guys, how long have I been here? I don't know how long I've been here. I don't think I've been here very long, and I feel so accomplished. Oh, thank you so much. And I hope you guys can see me okay. I do apologize if, let me know if the video is blurry. But yeah, I've been here an hour, and of course I've been chatting away and all that good stuff. But if you're not making a video, you're going to be able to whip these cards out in no time. They really are quite easy to make. So I'm grateful for the idea because it was not my idea. I didn't have to think about it. Just craft and not have to stress. So I've got a bit of a raw edge there, and like I said, I just run my nail against the paper. That was me with my cutter not being too careful. And that generally works. Okay, so I've got that. So cute. Okay, got my little row of soldiers there. Now I can go back here, and I don't know how many of these guys are gonna work, but I've got that one. And this one, I might just have to cut all of these actually. Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to grab the little die. And by the way, you can add a little tree, you can do whatever, you know, whatever you want. But I have, let me see here. Okay, so I've got this little guy. And then there's also that banner, and I want to see, oopsie. Trying to be careful here because I'm already losing stuff. Come on guys, stay put. Okay, so what I was thinking was there's this stamp that says Merry Christmas, and I haven't really tried all of this out yet, guys. I just opened it a little while ago, as I mentioned. Well, earlier today because I made those other ones, but I was thinking, oh yeah, okay, this one would fit really cute. Okay, let's do that. With the Merry Christmas sentiment. All right, so I've got this little guy, and it's gonna fit nicely in my little bitty machine, which is why I think it's cool. So go ahead and give this a try. I'm gonna cut these down. And although I think I'm supposed to, aren't I supposed to stamp it first and then cut it? I think that's what I'm supposed to do. Yeah. That way I actually get it on there, or, well, let's try either way. We'll see what happens. Try not to overthink it. Everyone has a preference. We're going to give this a try. If it doesn't work, then I'll just try again. Let's see what happens. But I've got this little guy. And of course, if you, depending on how many machines you have, how techy you are, and all that good stuff, you could stamp an entire piece of 8.5 by 11, do all of your coloring, and then if you have a pick scan, whatever, scan and cut, all that good stuff. You guys, if you have it, then you know what I'm talking about. And get everybody all cut out at the same time, or you can use some low tack tape. Get your stuff geared away here, and I'm left-handed, so I have to do it this way. Now I'm going to try the stamp real quick. So I want to see if that's going to work out for me. Got this guy. Got my sentiment, and I think it would look pretty in that dark brown. Happen to have, well, I'm going to use this one. It's called Icing on the Cake, and this is a Catherine Pooler ink. Reason being that these are so super juicy that you seldom have to ink it more than once. I want to see how this is going to look. Voila. Okay. Fits perfectly. Of course, my placement isn't entirely perfect, but I'm not going to stress about that. And then you can also go back in and give that a little shade with the pen. So let me go ahead and do that while I'm thinking of it. Like I said, this has a thin nib and a wider one, so I can go right along that edge. No, you don't have to make your cards elaborate. This is just one of many ideas. But I'd like to make use of the supplies. I'm just going to give it a tiny bit of color on that edge. And then a little bit of color on this one. I think this is super duper cute. Got a little gingerbread person already cut out, and then I can move on to the next one. But first I'm going to place that little label on there. But I think, of course, if you have the kit, you'll be able to plan this out much better because you won't be, you know, doing impromptu die cutting or anything. But I'm going to set this aside for a second. You'll be able to do much more of the, you know, assembly line crafting. But there's that. And I think a little bit of red on there would look cute too. Let's see here. Just to make that stand out a little. Ooh, and I think that's, wait, is this red? Yep. This is that fired brick. It comes across as a little bit burgundy-ish, but there it is nonetheless. I'm just going to complete that. And I'm going to have to clean this mat. Okay, so a little bit of that. And now this little guy can go on here. And of course, you could do that shade, that red on the bottom, not the top like I just did, because that looks crazy. It's okay though. Visually, it's all wrong, but I'm just gonna go with. Should have done the red on the bottom. And I'm gonna just put these little stickies on here, the little dimensional foam. And these will flatten in the mail, so I'm not too afraid of using that kind of dimensional adhesive. But I think it'll look cute. I'm gonna bring this down actually a little bit here. Oh, I think it's so cute. There's card number 1. It's got the little playfulness to it. It's got the sentiment. It's got the little people on it. Hello, Bev. Thank you for being here. And yeah, I don't know if you guys caught any of the Card Maker Summit, which I had forgotten all about. But there's some sales going on right now with that, by the way. If you didn't sign up for it, and I tend to sign up and then I never actually get to watch the videos. That's how it happens. But there are some sales going on with Catherine Pooler, with Tonic Studios, with Colorado Craft Company. I mean, so many different companies. So there are plenty of other creatives out there that are sharing all of that. I'm not part of it, so I don't have anything to share other than knowing about it, of course. By all means, if you can get your hands on some of those inks, I highly recommend them. They're phenomenal. Okay, I'm going to cut a couple more of these. And of course, I'm still, you know, having to complete my stamping, but the same way that we did the stamping with the platform and then rotated the paper and all that good stuff, you can do the same with your coloring. And I suppose, oh, that's the kind of thing that I'd have to show you because it's not going to translate by just talking about it. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, and these are all kind of different. 4, and I think 5. And I got all of those, so I don't think I need to cut this one. Okay, and then I've got these. Always save my strips because they come in handy. Okay, I've got that. I'm gonna do my sentiments. Now, if this is thinner paper, you can feed 2 pieces at a time. I'm not generally a huge fan of it because I do like to use my thicker cardstock. That way I get that nice beveled edge when I cut my papers out. But that's, of course, personal preference. You could back that up instead of the foam dots. You could do chipboard, the thin chipboard. That's an option. And if you're uncomfortable with, oh no, I cut that wrong. If you're uncomfortable with placement of sentiments on little strips like that, you can do the same thing. Cut that shape into a background, place it in your stamp platform, then make sure you have your little sentiment where it needs to be, and replace the little pieces in there. I hope that makes sense, but it's far easier than shaking and wondering if it's gonna, you know, kind of land in the right place. So I should probably do that with all of mine. So I can save this, for instance. And I've got 1, 2, 3. Goofed up one of them, so I need 2 more. It's always fun learning more techniques. I think I just cut that the wrong way, didn't I? Yes, I did. Mamma mia. Oh, I'm sorry, Bev. I'm just looking now at the chat. This one is the Whimsical Wonderland. It released back in June, so I do apologize. I did not... Okay, so it's part of the design team for Tonic. I mentioned this in a previous video. I don't get all of, obviously, all of the kits, all of the dies, all that stuff. That would be kind of crazy of them to do. So I did not get this one as part of the, basically this is it's a personal purchase one. Let's just call it that, right? So I hadn't even been able to play with it, and I really wanted to get some cards done. So I came by today to share with you a challenge that was put forth in the group to make at least 5 Christmas cards a month if you wanted to. And because this kit had been released, I figured, let me go with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I've got all those, so let me set this aside for a moment. And what I'm sharing is how easy the technique is, because it was, in this video, I've done all of these backgrounds. Super easy, okay? Because the idea is that you do repetitive stamping. And then I am now just doing a little extra here because I hadn't thought really of what I was going to do with my cards, because I just started making them. Press live and like, okay, here we go. Okay, so now we don't need this template, but this, Beverly, this was a template. You place your little square piece of paper there, you stamp, and then you twirl it and stamp again as many times as you like, and it's, you know, really fun to go ahead and give that technique a try. And it's not my original technique, so I will not take credit for that. But now I'm going to place this here, and as I had mentioned before, I can take my little piece of paper and kind of try to center it again. And then my stamp, which was way over here, can repeat the same idea here. And that way I don't have to worry about the placement. So I can do this, place it here. And now I can do all of these. I love it. I think I might do all of my stamping from here on out this way. It's just so much better. Love, love, love this idea. And of course I wasn't supposed to lift this, so I'm gonna have to redo it. But I think you're gonna want a bigger piece of paper than what I'm using, of course. And then there's other mats that are not as sticky as this one also. That's another thing to, you know, bear in mind. I just have a hard time picking up the pieces because of my nails. Kind of get in the way sometimes. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and put it there like that. Even though I'm getting ink on the back, that's okay because I can clean that. I'll try to do that again. But the idea is you want something stick back there. Now there's also the actual mat that you can get. Oops, I was out of frame. The mat you can get from Tim Holtz that's meant for this platform. You can get that too, and it keeps your items, you know, keeps them put the same way this is. Oh, I think that's okay. That's tape. Accidentally left some tape behind there. Come on, baby. Okay. I just don't happen to have that. And I did have this. So it's kind of one of those things that's on my bucket list to get. But I think this works really nicely, I have to say. For $1 and what is it now? $1.25? I'm not going to complain. Go on with the next one. Okay, and I'm not going to do the glitter ink on here, however, because it will ruin the background of this. That would be just far too messy. So you do have to kind of, you know, use some discernment there. So hopefully this goes well. Yep, there we go. Super happy with that. And I think I got all those done. Yep. That's all good. Now I can do the little girl. That's what I'm missing. I'll put this one away. So this one was June's, Beverly, just to let you know. This was June's kit. This one's no longer available. July's was the one that had the ocean theme. Let me think of the name. A Lifetime of Adventure was July's. Came to me after a minute there. This one was Whimsical Wonderland. Okay, I think what I wanted to do for the little girl was not... Well, actually, I guess it doesn't matter which color I use. But at this point, I mean, I don't even need to use this platform, but I'm going to get her out of here because I'm going to have to stamp her, let's see, 5 times, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But I'm going to show you what I meant about the outline. For those of you who were not here, at least I can show you that. Okay, so that's a nice, really nice and dark stamp there. I'm really liking that. I wish I had done all of them with that color, now that I think of it. Now these are water-based, however, if I'm not mistaken, the Catherine Pooler ones are not like the archival inks at all. So you do have to bear that in mind. But there's two. Let's see if I can fit two here. You see me using scraps. This is how I craft. So whatever's left over on my table is what's going to get used. Let me see if I can fit her there. Yeah, I need to move her down a little bit. Woo! Let's see here. Oh, I'll see if that's good enough. We'll find out. If not, I'll fussy cut her. Just not on this video, maybe. Don't want to torture anyone. And that's going to be too small. All right, let me grab a piece of paper and stop being cheap. Let's see here. I just really like to make use of all these strips because they're 110-pound cardstock, so why not? Just going to do it this way. Nope, not that one. Move her down. I think that's gonna fit. Yeah, stuck my finger in it. A little messy. A little bit messy, guys. Just that one, and I think I only need one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Too bad I stuck my finger on that. Flip her over. One more. Okay, so then I'll show you a little bit of the coloring. Okay, there's that. I'm going to give that a moment to dry. And put this back. Okay. I think we're good with this. Somewhere around here is that little cover. Here it is. All right, so as far as coloring this, I can use, that's too green. I think I had used, not sure if it was 446. That kind of looks 495. Should have written it down. Well, they don't all have to be the same brown. So I think I'm going to go with 466. This is a Nuvo ink or alcohol ink pen. Guys, let me zoom in. There we go. I hope that's better. Because you can do a lighter brown, darker brown, whatever color suits your fancy. Now I know that some of the little twirl there is going to get colored by accident, but I'll just go back in with a white gel pen. That's what I did with all the other ones. And then what I did on the face was to color in the cheeks first. So I have here, let's see here. Let me try this color. Nope, that one's, well, actually, I don't think it matters. I'm just thinking of what I had done before, but I forgot that I had colored those little cheeky girls different because I was using a different color palette altogether. So I'm just going to do this pink. It's called Sweet Blossom. And I think I'm going to do the same with the dress. And of course you could do this in red. I think what I'm going to do is make her little buttons in red, but I'll do that later with Nuvo Drops. Okay. And then I'm going to do the rest of the face after I've done the little cheeks. So there's one. And I have some other browns here. Try this one. This one's 461. Then I'm going to go back and do the gold outline that I was just talking about a moment ago. I accidentally got the cheeks. That's why I need to do the cheeks first. But I can also go back with a pink drop. Oopsie, wrong side. So no worries. And I have this other color. This one's plum tomato. Let's try that one for her little dress. That's a pretty red. I'll do the cheeks as well, why not? All right, then you can take that gold pen that I had mentioned. Where are you? Right here. And just go around the outline. And this is again in reference to the person who said she didn't like the white space in between the edge of the die cut and the actual stamp. So this is just one option, and you don't have to do it in gold. I just figured why not if excuse me, if it was going to go on a Christmassy color card. Say that 3 times fast. But that gives you this outline now. That's got that little bit of shine, and you can make it as close to the image as you like, or you know, not so much. It depends, because you might want to make sure that you don't accidentally color into it. And that's of course going to depend on the pen that you're using, the thickness of the nib, and all that good stuff. Or you can just leave it white if you're not bothered by that. Okay, so I do like to go back in with the details with a gel pen, because then that makes it look like I did it, you know, nice and clear. And of course now you can cut those out. Papa Sam, who's Papa? Oh, okay. Sure thing, Sam. I was like, who is Papa Sam? And by the way, guys, if you like this kind of video, let me know by leaving me a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, because it does allow the analytics of my channel to improve. If you give me a feedback, you know, if you leave me a comment, it's wonderful, but a thumbs up is awesome as well. Okay, so I didn't do that perfectly, guys, so it's gonna look a little kind of 3D-ish, but that's okay. Keep plugging along. I cut those 2, but I do need to finish coloring the other little ones. I'm going to try to be disciplined and do one thing at a time here. Let's do all the brown. The other thing that you can do is, of course, use colored pencils if that's something you're more comfortable with. Sometimes it's easier because you can really sharpen the tip of that pencil and get it just right. I know that alcohol markers are not everyone's thing, but the intensity of the color is usually why people will use an alcohol marker. It makes it look like the paper is already printed that way. But depending on the look you're going for, you might even want to do a little bit of watercolor. Or I'm going to show you another thing, which I meant to show you earlier. Actually, I can't with this. Never mind, I can't. Because of the little dress, I can't. But if you were gonna do the other one where it's all, the image is entirely brown, or if you wanted to do this image in particular all in brown, you can take that little cutout and use it as a, was I out of frame? Sorry guys. Yes, you can do the blue as well, absolutely. I was doing the gold because, again, because of the type of image that's in the background here. But the other thing that you can do is if your paper, for instance, if the background was green, then you can do that outline that I just shared with you in a green marker, you know, so on and so forth. But the other thing I was going to share is if you're going to color your image, for instance, say you're doing this little guy all in one color, because this is what I did earlier, you can place your little template there and take a brush and then just use one ink, brush it on there, and then your little guy's completely colored and you're good to go. I didn't do, of course, these little girls like that because I want to add that little pop of color on the dresses. But if you're doing assembly line coloring, that's another super easy way to get a bunch of them done, which explains why I have all of these completed and not the little ones with the dresses. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now I'm gonna do all the red, I think. This is a different red. This is, no, this is not the one I wanted. You would think I'd hold on to the red I just used. Which one was it? Let me see here. Nope, that's pink. That is orange. I'm losing my mind. Let's see here. Which one was it? Plum tomato. I think it was this one. Yep. Like I know I had a red in my hands 2 seconds ago. All right, can you guys? Yeah, you can see me now. And I apologize that I think I was out of frame for a minute there. But these are easy peasy because they're small. Don't need a lot of ink. If you focus, you can get it done. Like I say, do as I say, not as I do. You'll get your cards done much quicker. Okay, I think that's it for that one. And, oh, the little cheeks. I can go back with the white. Make sure everything's squeaky clean here. Now, if you want to be super precise about color and all that, you could always get a micron pen in black with the very fine tip and go over your little black lines. I have done that for larger images, but for something like this, I wouldn't bother. Because I'm honestly, you know, these are not going to be framed or anything. They're just fun little cards. Okay, and think I'm happy with that. Now I'm going to do the die cutting, and we will be done with all the coloring and die cutting, and then it's just gonna be a matter of finishing up these cards. Yay! Let's see here. Of course, I forgot about the borders on my sentiments, because I do want to do that. I'll try to be fast. I'll try. Woo! That cut out perfectly. Yay. That makes me happy. Okay. I'm going to do this little guy. And if you have a magnetic plate, then this is much easier. But I have to say that low-tack tape is a lifesaver. Oh my gosh. It really does work. I keep using the same pieces over and over and over. And it's amazing that it doesn't lose its tack as quickly as other tapes. And it doesn't ruin your paper. Boom, done with those. Now, set that aside. Got my little girls. Who else? You? Yes, you. Gonna do these little guys so that way I don't ruin the back of my cards. And I think I had grabbed a red one. This one. Okay, I'm just going to do the bottom. And I think I'm going to leave the sides alone. Woohoo! A little bit wider than I wanted, but that's okay. And again. Shaky, shaky fingers. Okay. Got card number 2 here. I'm gonna do 2 little people here. That. Got my Merry Christmas. Go down here. I kind of want to pop them up, but I don't have to. Just gonna stick it on there. Okay. Next person in line. Like a little Christmas dance party. That's what it's making me think of. I don't know why. Merry Christmas. Oop, not too crooked. There we go. Okay. I think they're so cute. Very endearing. I don't know why, but I think it's the fact that the size is not huge. Although I would have loved this in a larger scale. It would have been adorable. But I'll take it because it's super cute. This little guy, this little one. I'm going to have one in pink. I don't know why I decided to do that, but I can always go back and darken the dress. I'm not going to worry about it. Do that. Stay. Okay. last one, and then what I'll do is top it off with a couple little drops here and there, and I'll be in business. Oopsie. Press it. Stay. Pink. She's wearing pink. Okay, this one is gonna go like that. All right, I am going to grab some drops. Oh, Quipu, okay. Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much for having been here, Quipu, and I'll be keep your friends there and neighbors in my prayers for that they can recover from all of this. My goodness, we have to really be grateful for our blessings, because it's not easy. So I have here some drops in, this is, nope, that's not the color I want. Where are you? I know you're here somewhere. Okay, I don't know what I did with my drop that I was going to use. Let me see if I want to use this one. This is called Winter Cranberry. I had another red. Bear with me, guys. I should have another red. Oh, no clue what I did with that. Interesting. Okay. Alright, in any case, I thought I had that other red that's, I know that I have it, I just don't know where it is. I've got this really duper intense red. This is Winter Cranberry in Nuvo Glitter Accents. So I can certainly add just one or two of these. I'm going to be very careful here because this is a very strong red. And I might just want to add one or two of these. Maybe just one, I don't know. And I'm just going to make it a little bit larger there. I've got this autumn red, but this was not the red that I wanted to use. Yeah, I'm not going to use that one. I am very leery of using some of these drops only because if I make a mistake, I'm not going to be able to fix it. However, I have this one. This is Simply White. And this is a really easy kind of drop to use because this one is a crystal drop. And a little bit goes a long way with these. Don't have to use too many. But just one or two little drops here and there is fine. Just gonna leave it like that. And then the little centers of the little gingerbread guy there. I think that's cute. I might go back and kind of swish around the little drop a little bit. But you can finish them off like that. They end up looking like little enamel dots. The glitter one will shine like a drop of actual glitter on the card. So of course that's another one that you can use with a I'm thinking in Spanish, with a brush, with a paintbrush. But that's up to you. I like to add kind of like a larger drop and then a smaller one, however you want. I'll repeat that there. But I really don't think these need all that much more. If anything, you might want to color in the candies, but honestly, I don't think they need much. I think this is fine as it is. What I tend to do is if I have a little oopsie from, you know, when I accidentally bumped my own ink with my hand or whatever, then I'll go back and place a little drop on there. You have to be strategic about your crafting because we all make mistakes. However, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts. I'd love to hear your feedback. Ooh, and let me clean that off before I ruin a card. And I'm going to zoom out now. Let me go out a bit more. Oop, like that. There we go. I think that's better. So you get to see everyone here all at once. I'm just going to do a couple more drops over here in the white. And just always be careful with the drops. Cannot stress that enough. But what do you guys think? I think it's a pretty cool set. Let me go in a little bit. Just a little bit there. Whee, there you go. I got 6 cards done, guys. I'm happy. And then they're not too big, so even though they're square cards, here in the US, square cards cost a little more to ship, or mail or whatever. However, the cost of sending anything in the mail is so high right now that it's all the same to me because it's not like it's going to be a lot cheaper to send a 5x7 or whatever. And I tend to reserve my more costly cards for Christmas time anyway. Yeah, see my one drop? It looks like a Hershey Kiss now. Oh well. Thank you. Oh, wonderful. Yes, Beverly, join the challenge and then post it in the group. I'll be posting these just to share. You know, it's good to encourage one another. And I'm so happy that I tried this technique because for those of you who were here in the beginning, you saw, I mean, I took my time because I'm doing a live video. I'm checking the camera. I'm looking at the chat, all that good stuff. But you guys, I think you can tell how quickly you can get this done once you have all of your little elements cut out. So of course you want to assembly line cut all of your die cut pieces that you're going to use. But you saw me, you know, fiddle around, try to come up with a couple little ideas here and there, not too much variety. But yeah, this has been a lot of fun. And I thank you guys for having been here with me today. And next week, by the way, what's today's date? Today's the 12th. Okay, so next Thursday is the release of the new showcase set from Tonic Studios. I'll be, of course, having a video for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I'll have a different one for you guys to see on Friday, showing you a different version of how you can use the set and a lot more to come. The 20th of the month is the release of the new kit. And of course, that's the 20th of every month. So I'm hoping to bring you guys more samples every month with the kits, as many as I'm allowed to do, God willing, right? And yeah, I hope to see you guys here again with those samples. I think you're going to like them a whole lot. So don't be too sad if you missed out on this one. I think you're going to like what's coming up next. That's all I'm allowed to say. But thank you guys again for having been here. Feel free to leave me a thumbs up and share the video with your friends if you'd like to. If you do use the kit or any other one of them to create your 5 Christmas cards per month, doesn't matter which kit you're using, share it in the Facebook group with Tonic Studios. We all love to, you know, encourage one another, as I just said before. And I know that I get very excited and encouraged as well when I see a new version of anything, because it inspires me. So I would love to see that as well. And I hope that you guys can have a wonderful evening. As I always say, be inspired and be blessed. Thanks, guys. Debbie, I'm sorry to respond to you. Yes, it's a challenge for anyone. Go ahead and share, because it doesn't matter what you've used. The idea is that you're inspiring others to use what you have to create, you know, what do you call it? A sampling, or I'm losing my words. you know, a stack of cards that are all the same. So if you have a technique, for instance, that you know of that you think would be useful, then by all means, you know, of course they encourage you to use the Tonic Studios product because that's the whole idea. It's a Tonic Studios page. But if you have papers that are Tonic Studios or whatever, then yeah, by all means, that would be wonderful. So I hope you guys have a great evening. Ciao, ciao. Thank you for being here.